Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon back for yet again another video on Marvel Strike Force. I feel like I've definitely been putting in overtime hours here in the game, especially since the update dropped with all the game files. I have literally been digging files for like hours, it seems. I had to take a break for dinner, and there is more stuff to talk about, including a lot of details. Honestly, there's probably so much details on Battleworld that there's more in the data files than we know publicly at this point, like by far, like 10 times as much as we know publicly, which is absolutely crazy, which tells me that it's probably actually closer than we think. Maybe at this point in time, it could be early November and not, later or beyond like some of us thought it would be, because it seems like they pretty much have everything ready to go. We're going to be covering a lot of that in today's video, and we're also going to be covering some exciting kind of dug up information in one of the files that suggests that the second Battle World boss may already be known. So if you're ready to go, let's boil this down. Hey everybody, so this is going to be, I don't know where in my video this is going to be. I've recorded this independently because this is something that I want to share with you guys. So when I do my data mines, this new file appeared recently, and it's called the Battle World. It's about basically a Battle World text file. And in this, there's a lot of stuff related to Battle World, which I have already pasted into my data mines channel. Again, I don't know like in which order I'm going to be sharing this on the video, but there's one particular thing that I really wanted to tell you. Now, it might be hard to see. For some reason, it's easier to see on my monitor than it is when it appears on the video. But you can see on this line here, it says Null Mission Boss, the Abyss Boss, Null, Null Battle World Mission Boss, named Symbiote God, Null. I guess that's his like title or whatever. And then here on line 170, well, you can't see the numbers. Anyways, this line here, ID, Invisible Woman, Battle World Mission Boss name, Dr. Susan Storm Richards. Did they just leak the second Battleworld boss before Battleworld is even out? Maybe. I don't know why this would be in there, and the name is identical, I guess, to this. So this could be the title, right? Like, so the coding is the same as this Null Battleworld mission boss name, Invisible Woman Battleworld mission boss name. So I don't know if that's going to be the name of the character. It's probably not the name of the character necessarily, but it looks like there might be like, if we're going for all villains in Battleworld, is this an evil version of the Invisible Woman? I'm not completely up to date with Fantastic Four lore and Marvel comic lore and that kind of stuff with the F4, but I did find out that there was a character called Susan Storm Malice of the 616 universe. I don't know if this is the character that they're referring to. Please let me know if there are any Fantastic Four didn't mean crazy. People who know the lore on the team better than I do, and what this might be in reference to. This is the only thing that I found that was kind of affiliated a little bit to this, which is, I guess, a alternate persona sort of Susan Storm, maybe partially controlled by the Soul Gem. There, I didn't read it in complete detail here. There's some stuff about the Infinity Gems first mentioned in April 1985. So again, I don't know if this is it, and it's not a very big article. And I think I was just trying to look for, I don't know, evil Invisible Woman on Google, and that's kind of what showed up. Malice again shows up again during the Infinity War. The Magus creates evil clones of various superheroes. So I don't know if this is it. Please let me know in the comments down below if you have any better idea than I do. But I find it very interesting that they've decided to include this into the Battle World text file. Wow, that's a big one, I think. Okay, so I have a lot of Battle World related data mines in my data mines channel on my Discord server. If you are not a member of the Boilon Discord server, I definitely recommend joining and checking it out. You can find a link at the bottom of my description here of the video. So I want to start here, and they call it quote unquote rules of Battle World. And I think this is going to be something that's going to be in the game interface, probably like once you enter the Battle World button. So I'm going to cover this very briefly here. Some of this we kind of already know. I'm going to skim a little bit, but rule 1, assemble your alliance. So yes, we know this is an alliance-based game mode with multiple territories. That's, not an issue there. Rule 2, conquer each territory. Your alliance must work together to defeat all 6 of the zones. So we know this stuff here as well. Advance through zones, earn enough victory points to get to the next one. We know that. Earn 4, earn VPs by defeating waves. So this is the combat missions, and we're going to talk about it. We have full details of that above as well that we're going to go and take a look at here. Characters can only be used in Battleworld each day, so make sure that you're aware of that as well. Earn bonus VPs from Spec Ops. So that's like the idle stuff where you're sending characters away on Spec Ops to gain additional points, but you cannot do both. You cannot send a character on a Spec Ops and also use them in a battle mission, so do keep in mind. They have various different restrictions as well, which we'll also talk about above. Rule 6, fight for T3 ISO 8, aka purple ions. I think it's mostly purple ions, actually, in the elite missions. And that's in zones missions 5. So 5, I believe specifically, is the elite mission, as we saw for zone 1 mission 5, which was Astral and Pegasus. Rule 7, battle the boss. If your alliance can make it to the final zone in the siege, you'll have a chance to challenge the boss in a final battle. This siege boss is incredibly powerful, blah, 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 right? No. Rule 8, VP breakdown. The amount of VP rewarded increases in later zones and on higher siege difficulties. There's a total of 5, I believe. So we'll also talk about that. That's also coming. And season rewards. Some people might find this one interesting. Battleworld season leaderboards pay out every 4 weeks. Okay, so confirmation that it's a 4-week leaderboard. Leaderboard ranking is based on total Alliance VP earned throughout the season or total Battleworld sieges. This is where I would assume that Null is going to be. Mainly because we now know that Null is a 180 shard unlock. And so I would wager, this is just my guessing at this point, that it could take anywhere from maybe 2 months for a whale. Maybe you know what? Maybe the top 10 alliances could get them unlocked in 1 month. But I'm going to say average players are probably going to get them within maybe 4 months. And then the super sweaty alliances are going to get them in 1 to 2. That's just my kind of guess there, because it might drag out all the way to perhaps when we think the next Dark Dimension or maybe Savior is going to be in the springtime. So that's just my thoughts there. I'm going to say that's probably most definitely where the Null shards are going to be. All right, I'm going to start at the top of my Datamines channel now here. And some of this is actually kind of related to what I've already talked about in the last video. However, there is talk about the Battleworld store here, which says it's going to be, the Battleworld credits are going to be used to purchase orbs and supplies, quote unquote. You'll find out down below there's some orbs listed. As far as the supply goes, I'm assuming that's red gear, but we don't know for certainty. Also, there are going to be 5 missions of the upcoming Zombies vs. Vampires event, which I did mention in my last video. There's just been so many files to dig through. And then we also have the difficulties for... this doesn't look good when let me zoom out one. There we go. This looks a little bit better. Just because depending on how far you zoom in, it kind of goes over to multiple lines. These are the various difficulties for Battleworld. So D0 difficulty is going to be a minimum power recommendation of 75, gear tier 14, 4 yellow, 4 red, ISO 2, tier 2, level 1. Oh, sorry, blue 1. Difficulty 1 is going to be level 80, gear tier 15, blah, 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 blah. 90, gear tier 17 at D2, 95, gear tier 18 at D3, 100, gear tier 19 at D4, and then finally, the final highest power, the highest difficulty of Battleworld is going to be 100, gear tier 19, 7 yellow, 3 diamond. That's just what the recommendations is. I actually, I kind of like this because it sounds like they're future-proofing this. I think D5 is going to be next to impossible to clear because of what they're asking. But by the time the gear tier 20 comes out and that 3 diamond is probably going to be much easier to obtain, I would assume by that point in time that they're making sure that at least this version of it for Null is going to last for a while. Kind of like how when they first released Morgan Le Fay, they had a difficulty 10, which was pretty much impossible. I'm pretty sure nobody did it back then. It was just too hard. So they're kind of future-proofing this as far as scaling goes, and that is fine. There is some Spec Ops requirements, and this is a little bit different from what I talked about in my past PowerPoint. So there's 8 different Spec Op kind of like diamonds that you can send characters on, and they have different requirements. There's 3 yellow, 5 yellow, 7 yellow, gear 15, gear 17, 6 red, gear 19, and then 1 diamond. This was a previous requirement of 2D, so that was dropped down. And these are scaling requirements, I think, so it's just like kind of like going up in terms of like, SO8 or Spec Ops 8 is going to be the highest difficulty in terms of having characters to send off those missions. And there's going to be Spec Ops in every single zone where you send different characters on missions depending on what zone it is and what characters they're asking. Also, it does appear that there is going to be an upcoming Zombie Scarlet Witch showcase, and I think this is going to be very similar to the Juggernaut event because they do list this as a bonus points here. Sorry, this is the bonus levels. It requires 4 Undying at 3-star, and then it repeats again at 4 yellow, 5 yellow, 6 yellow, and 7 yellow for 5 stages. However, there is mention further down below of an Undying Orb, which is the same Undying Orb for Zombie Juggernaut, which I assume they're just going to revamp the orb and put Zombie Scarlet Witch in the pillar. So I think it's going to be just like how Juggernaut was, and you farm those levels, and you probably have to use a lot of cores to do that because there was only so many fragments that you could farm in a single day without coring for energy or resetting the node. They have the final names for Null's abilities: Void Slash for basic, Symbiote Cyclone special, Oblivion Calls for ultimate, and King in Black is the passive. You may have seen my video from this morning. If you didn't, you can go onto my Discord server and you can check out. I have the, or you can watch the video that I have of the screenshots here of those abilities. So I'm not going to go through it in this video. Red Dead Rematch. So this is what I was talking about. I think this is the Zombie Scarlet Witch event. Earn Undying Orbs. Hela challenges Ares to a rematch and shows off the powerful new addition to her army. And so this one says, try Scarlet Witch Zombie, earn Undying Orbs, and earn candy through this event. So I'm assuming that this is going to be on Monday, October the 28th, which is not this coming Monday, which is going to be the Zombie Invasion event. It's going to be the week after, somewhere in there, because I looked at the data mines for the offers, and there's nothing showing Zombie Scarlet Witch at all for next week. So I'm assuming it's going to be for the following week, not next week. So do keep that in mind. Some stuff related to Darkness. I've already explained this in my Null video, so I'm just going to skip past this. Darkness and Rage. Now, here is what's interesting. There is going to be some Battleworld mods, and I do want to zoom in a little bit for this one. It appears to be that there are going to be mods for the combat missions which allow your character game mode traits to be active. So they have Raids, Cosmic Crucible, War, Dark Dimension, Arena, and everything. So I guess that means every single game mode text is active on this specific mission, which I don't know which mission this is. It could be Null. It could be the last boss battle that they're going to let you use every... Maybe. That'd be too OP? Maybe. I'm not sure. But apparently there is something for this anyways. Now, some other things is that we do have some immunities for Null. Null is immune to the following: Ability Block, Exhausted, Exposed, and Stun. Some people were asking in my previous video, could you chain stun Null because you didn't have it as passive? You can't, because these are specific boss immunities that all Battleworld bosses are going to have, or at least Null anyways. And then there's some generic resist list. No single attack can inflict over 3% of a boss's max health. So I had it as 1%, but apparently the Battleworld text says 3%. So I don't know. In addition, damage caused by bleed, stolen health, or attack based on the boss's maximum health cannot exceed 3%. Subject to change, right? So I don't know, maybe the 1% that I had seen and I was told and it was shown is not 1%. It could actually be 3%. So is it 1% or 3%? I'm not sure. There's varying conflicting texts. Null boss unique. These are things that are unique to specifically Null. Null can summon symbiote allies. Null can inflict darkness, which mind controls the characters, and then the rage mechanic as well. Now, there are some specific things called Battleworld Battle Mission mods. These are the zone missions. They have specific additional buffs to your bonus characters. So you may have remembered from one of my PowerPoint videos that I did have showing in brackets of the different teams on each of the zones, because those were data mined, what the bonuses were going to be for those specific levels. And so that's what this is here. So Zone 2, Mission 1 is going to be Mercs for Money, and it's called Luck Infusion. That's the mod for that. Mercs for Money gains 50% crit chance and 3% crit damage. I'm pretty sure it's not 30. I think I saw 3, which is weird. It's probably going to get fixed anyway. It's probably a typo. Zone 2, Mission 2, a temporal energy reserve for Cabal. On spawn, Cabal gains speed up for 5 turns and safeguard for 5 turns. Holy shit. How long are these battles going to be? That's what I'm concerned about, because they haven't really gone into huge detail, and I don't know because I didn't playtest it. But safeguard for 5 turns sounds like it's going to be a really long fight. Zone 2, Mission 2, expanded membership. This is fun. Doom, Loki, Emma Frost, and Ares gain the Cabal trait in this mission. That's pretty cool and pretty fun. So that's going to give some additional value to Ares if you have not built him up yet. Zone 2, Mission 3, Undead Frenzy. This is for Undying. When an Undying character is attacked, they gain +1 offense up. For each offense up, they have Undying characters gain 15% speed and damage. Zone 2, that same Mission 3, actually, this is a Nowhere buff. I guess you can use both of them, because I think it's Bio and Asgard. So I suppose some of the characters are still under the Nowhere tag that can be run here. I'm pretty sure Cosmo, Korg, and Thor, I guess. I don't know, maybe it's more that can be run. When critically hit, Nowhere allies gain plus 40% barrier and defense up for 1 turn. Zone 2, Mission 4, Alpha Flight, they gain a lot of focus, basically. Zone 3, Mission 1, Annihilators have 45% chance to assist when an ally uses an ability. Mission 2, a Stunning Genius. This is to do with Illuminati. This also appears multiple times. When an Illuminati character uses their basic ability, if no enemy has stun, apply stun to that attack's primary target. When an enemy with stun is successfully attacked, reduce that enemy's speed bar by 35%. The same mission, fully charged. Enemies deal 25% more damage for each charge they have. So I think it's actually like a bad thing. It sounds like enemies will do more damage against your characters if they have charge. I don't remember what this was. So this is probably trying to penalize you, kind of, for using certain characters with charge that might be really good. And so I don't quite remember quite yet because I don't have the PowerPoint on hand right now. Zone 3, Mission 3, out of time, basically getting a shit ton of resistance. Zone 3, Mission 4, Superior 6 gains 6 counter and offense up for 6 turns. I do like the nod, right? Superior 6 turns, pretty cool. They do that again here with X-Men. This Focus Infusion Alpha Flight is a repeat. Zone 4, Mission 2, X-Men 97. Extreme X-Men gain 97% to max health, speed, focus, resistance, armor, and damage in this mission. That's pretty fun. Zone 4, Mission 3, Luck Infusion. This is a repeat again. This one's cool. Zone 4, Mission 4, Original New Horseman. MSF original characters gain the Horseman trait in this mission. So Vol is going to be even stronger in this if you use other Horsemen alongside them. So that's pretty cool. Any passes would carry over as well. Zone 5, Mission 1, Danger Zone. Hive Mind gains 200% damage and armor when below 50% max health. Zone 5, Mission 2, a Stunning Genius. This is the Illuminati stuff. Fully charged. This gets repeated as well. 3 Predictive Algorithms. On attack, Orcus characters gain +1 deflect up to a max of 3. I don't recall them having a deflect mechanic, but like in general to utilize that, but it is what it is, I guess there. 5-3, a Sanguine Swordsman. Non-symbiote enemies gain the vampire trait. So I don't know. I didn't know you could use... Is this to use Blade in here? But I thought that it was actually this one that calls out Night Stalkers. So I'm not really sure. Zone 5, Mission 3, Throne Defenders. Yes, there's 3 mods apparently on the same mission. When an enemy uses their basic attack, they inflict bleed on their target. When an enemy uses their special ability, they inflict heal block for 1 turn on their primary target. So again, this is kind of like a negative modifier against you. When an enemy uses their ultimate ability, they inflict blind for 1 turn on their primary target. So interesting stuff there. Maybe you can activate this and get extra VPs. I'm not sure, or if that's just always going to be there. Zone 5, Mission 4, Ice Skating Uphill. Gain 150% damage to your Night Stalkers and 110% speed. That is insane. But you get 50% armor reduction. So high damage. There's a risk-reward factor there. But Night Stalkers is the bonus for that mission. And then finally, you have the King of Asgard, 5-6. Odin on basic attack. All Asgardian allies gain 4 energy. This is a cheat code like I have never seen before. It's just like, because he uses that a lot, and I don't know if it counts his battlefield effect every time he spams that. So you're going to have like a full energy. If you have Odin, you've won this. And finally, I do want to talk about it's funny how they're coding it, Gotcha Crate Battleworld, but these are going to be the Battleworld orbs that you're going to be finding in the Battleworld store. They're classed by the classes, right? So we have a Blaster Orb, we have Brawler, Support, Protector, and Controller. These are the purple crystal orbs that you're probably going to be converting your Battleworld currency for, but do keep in mind that the purple ions, however, are going to be coming from the Elite missions. Also, we do have some extra data mines here about Battleworld Elite Mission Rewards and Boss Mission Rewards. It sounds like, and I don't know how this is going to be delivered, but it's going to be coming to your inbox. It says your alliance has earned Battleworld Elite Mission Rewards and then Battleworld Boss Mission Rewards. So I don't know if it's going to be some sort of communal pot. how many people cleared the elite missions by the end of the week, and everyone gets rewards sent to them. I'm not exactly sure how that is, and I'm not sure how the boss mission rewards for clearing the null battle is going to vary from the season rewards, or maybe you might get weekly null shard payouts if you beat the boss. That part I don't know, and I guess there's a few things that are left unanswered that even I cannot answer you here in today's video. But other than that, there has been a lot here to talk about, including the mods, including potentially a second Battle World boss of Susan Storm's evil version. I don't know. Maybe somebody else can let me know a little bit more. But there's some exciting stuff ahead, and I wanted to put this out right away. Tomorrow morning, I am going to have another video, but this is going to be my Should You Core Man Thing video, so keep an eye out for that as well. Otherwise, that's probably going to be the end for me for tonight. And until next time, stay safe and healthy. And I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.